let us discuss the issue of women and why they get into relationships and who they get into them with. This comes up a lot because I don't understand somehow how some of y'all choose your men. It's like, from the outside looking in, you see the guy, I mean, he ain't about shit. He don't have shit going on, don't have plans to do shit, wasn't ever about shit. He be half stepping and ducking and dodging responsibility, putting you in a position where you have to do not only hold up your end of the relationship, but his too. I mean, sometimes financially, sometimes, with household chores, with parenting, with everything. You're doing it all, but you are just so focused on still having this man around. And see, I don't get that. So, what I wanted to talk about is the principle of what's in it for me. This is something that, women is trained out of women because you think that if you ask, kind of assess a situation and you ask a man, well, what's in it for me, that means that you're a bitch, that you're selfish, that you're not don't have the potential to be a good woman and all this kind of stuff. It's not that at all. In any situation that you enter, you need to ask yourself, what's in it for me? Now, you do that when you apply for jobs. I mean, there's always a conversation, right, between you and the potential employer. They tell you what's in it for you: benefits, 2 weeks paid vacation, educational reimbursement, transit reimbursement, health care. I mean, they lay it out for you. The working environment, where you get paid, how much you're going to pay. So you already know what's in it for you. Why is that any different? And that's just a job. I mean, you're going to have 20 of them, well, I do, 20 of them on your resume before you actually, retire or whatever. But you were talking about picking a partner that you're going to share not only your life with, but, your body, your mind, your heart. I mean, your money. I mean, don't you think that that's at least worth asking the same questions and having the same kind of qualifications, to get with you? I do, and I mean, I don't have a problem with it, and I think it's unfortunate that so many women do and think that looking at a relationship and a man with such a practical eye takes the quote romance out of it. You know what takes the romance out of shit? Getting evicted. That's what takes the romance out real quick. I mean, I will fall out of love like that. You know, car repoed, lights out because you ain't paid the bill. You pick up your cell phone and make a call, it's just like no dial tone. Stuff like that. No food in the refrigerator. That shit is what kills love. So and especially in this day and age, women are just doing so much. I mean, you guys, you do a lot for your kids, for your man, for your parents, for your communities, for your employers. I mean, a lot of these sisters, it's like they barely get to eat. They don't have a day of rest. Some of them run around looking a hot mess. Everybody in their family and everything looks really good though, but they look a mess because they don't even set aside time to take care of themselves. With a beauty routine, a hot bath, it's some relaxation and music and stuff like that. They don't do that because they're constantly giving to other people. Now, when you have a relationship and you're supposed to have a partner that's supposed to be working with you and helping you carry the load, I mean, if he's not doing that, please tell me what the benefit is to you of having him, excuse me, of having him around. You can put it in the comment section below, or you can send me a private message. I mean, whichever one works for you. I just don't get that. I don't understand why you would have an individual in your life taking up that kind of space and that kind of energy, and he's not bringing nothing to you of value that you can, that's a benefit to you as well as to the relationship, as well as to the family and the children. There has to be something more. And this is a hard question, I think, for a lot of women because it requires a certain amount of assertiveness and a certain amount of self-awareness and self-esteem. So if you are the kind who feels like, you're just desperate to have a man, and I'm not putting you down, I'm saying you're going to recognize your own self in this conversation. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying this is the mindset of a lot of women and why they settle for these kind of men. So you have a guy, right? And he's not, really doing too much of anything, but you still want to be with him because you dread being single. or you think, well, my kids need their father, even though he's such a fucked up, poor, piss poor example of manhood that it's embarrassing to your brothers and your father. They don't want, really be tripping with dudes too much. You are looking for him to step up and be responsible, to take charge, to lead some things and make some decisions. He puts you in a position where you have to do everything. A lot of them just, they'll say they're going to do it and they don't. So it makes you have to do it. Other ones just say, well, why don't you just handle it? Just do whatever you want kind of thing. And so, even though that may sound good on the surface, that you get to quote, do what you want, in reality, he's dropping the ball. He's putting all the responsibility on you. That's not good. That's not good at all. So, what can you do? I'm looking at my horrible handwriting. Oof. What can you do? When you ask a man, what's in it for me? Or you could just ask yourself and do like a self assessment. You don't have to ask him, but you can do it. Let's start with you. You start with yourself. You say, okay, you're looking at this man, you look at this relationship, and you're trying to weigh the cost benefit and come up with a plan. Is this going to be worth my time? Whatever. So you ask yourself, what's in it for me? Write it down. Make a list. What benefits do you garner from being in a relationship with this man and joining forces with him? Okay? You need to, be real clear that there's way more benefits than there are negatives. If you cannot think of any real benefits to being with him, then we must ask ourselves, why are we wasting our time? Okay, it's real simple. People want to talk about, well, but I love him though. But he the father of my kids. But I've known him since we was 10. I just can't do him like that. If I kick him out, where he gonna go? This and that, blah blah blah. See, y'all worrying all about the wrong stuff. Everything that is in that conversation, you worrying about him and not yourself. So you end up in a relationship where you're just drained. I mean, he just sucks the life out of you. You're exhausted all the time, mentally, physically, and spiritually, because you're giving too much in a situation where nobody's giving back to you. So you're just giving. You end up depleted and drained and exhausted and just beaten down. Sometimes women get sick. You get like a passing illness, a cold or something. But sometimes it's like a chronic illness that you can't get rid of, and it's with you for the rest of your life. So, stress will do that to you. They say stress kills, and it really does. It's at the core of many, many different afflictions that, wreak havoc on the human body. So there's not any issue with doing a cost benefit analysis. What you got to give up, okay, which might be your freedom, some of your money, whatever the situation is, versus the benefits that this relationship and this man brings to you. In general, once you really start adding things up, most of the time you will find that there really isn't any. And that's unfortunate, because what that means is dudes need to do better. They constantly talking about, harping on women, talking about, well, y'all need to choose better. Well, that might be true, but there has to be a ready stock of men that are better to pick from. If you have a dating pool of guys, especially for the younger girls, say 30 and under, your dating pool sucks. That's my daughter's age group, and I'm telling you, whew, I couldn't do it. But you got these people, these males that are supposed to be men that don't want to do anything. They don't even want to take you on a date. They don't want to be in a committed relationship. They just want to fuck around and play around like they're still kids, And it's like, okay, dude, you're 30, 40 years old. I mean, at some point, the frat boy mentality has to leave your body, and you have to like adopt the mentality of an adult male and handle your business. But it's just not happening. So you have a lot of women who are in situations where, with these like tall children, that's what I call them, these tall children, and the women are over functioning to try to make up for what those men don't do, and the guys are under functioning and acting like adolescents. But you want to call that your man. See, I can't do that. I need somebody who that I can depend on, who's going to do the right thing, who's going to be there to help me and any kids we might have. I mean, this is the kind of mindset that I wish more young women would have, and just really look at these dudes, with a more critical eye. If they're not coming, talking about something, they don't have a program that they can explain to you. They don't have goals. They don't have ambitions. They don't have plans in the works that's going to take you from this level up here. What are you supposed to do with a guy like that? I mean, I'm throwing out questions here because I'm just trying to get you all to start thinking about your relationships in a little bit different way. Because what's happening, like a lot of women, they drift into a situation because the guy asked them out, or the guy, kept calling them and seeing them and taking them out or whatever. And they don't never really thought about what is going on and how it's going to impact them, down the road. They just think about right now, well, he's fun, he's cute, he's this and he's that. And it's like, okay, but I mean, what else is going on? I mean, where's this man's mind? What kind of plan, how does he view things? How does he even view women? I mean, what kind of respect do you garner from this guy about your dreams and your goals? I mean, can you work with the brother? Can you communicate well with him? How is your conflict resolution? These are all kind of things that will make an impact on your happiness in the relationship. But this is all too as part of the cost benefit analysis, because if you have a guy who really communicates with you well, that's a benefit. And it really doesn't cost you that much, because you're gonna, I mean, it doesn't really cost you much. You guys work at things out. You talk well. He's articulate. He understands his emotions. I mean, that's such a rare dude. I feel like I'm talking about something that's extinct. But these are the kind of things that you would want to pay attention to. And if he has those qualities, and he's you find him physically attractive, and he wants the same things out of life that you do, or at least you guys are at least in the same book, maybe not on the same page, then that would be a go. But in a situation where well, what you gonna do? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh, I don't know. Well, are you gonna go back to school and finish in school and get your degree, or get a trade certificate, or do something so you can make more money? Oh no, I had no plans to do nothing like that. Well, what do you have plans to do? And they don't have a clue. you know Ladies, I mean, come on now, you got to do better. And always remember, if you have children already, or you gonna have children with this dude, they're going to be looking at that. Okay, they're going to be looking at how you guys interact, how you talk to each other, how you work together, the distribution of power, the conflicts you have, and how they're resolved. Children watch everything. Don't think they don't. And they will, before you know it, when they start dating, they're going to tend to choose a situation that's very similar to yours. So if you have a situation where a man is, half stepping, ain't about shit, and is abusive and a, knucklehead, well, chances are your daughter is going to choose men just like that, and your son is going to be just like that. So you got to, you got to really think about this stuff. Think about this stuff in the big picture, not just what feels good right now. Think about life as a chess game. If you move here, where they gonna move there? Is it, what's gonna happen? They gonna take your piece? Is you gonna get a, checkmate? I mean, what's happening? You have to think about life like that. They move A, you move B. So, then what? Then how's the pieces on the board now? What kind of power you got? What kind of attack can you wage? You have to think like that. I mean, that's pretty much how life is these days. You got to have a plan, and you got to be working it, and you got to have your shit together. So this is just a short video, a reminder that it's okay for you to focus on yourself. It's okay for people to refer to you as, quote, being selfish. Fuck them. It's like they're not gonna be dealing with the problems. I mean, once you have a problem, everybody be back at their house just laughing at you. So you have to protect yourself. Don't be listening to all them people trying to get you to stay with some knucklehead that's just gonna be driving you crazy, and not really bringing anything positive to your life. Don't listen to them. Look inside your own head and your own heart, and be okay with being critical and assessing your stuff realistically, and making what could be some very hard choices. Don't be afraid. If you need a little backup support, write me. There's a whole team of women on this channel that would, help you with suggestions. They have some very good ideas. We got a lot of mature women here that are good thinkers, and they're not afraid. So if you need some courage, they can help lend you some. And I think it's a great group of people here. I'm very proud to be, the captain of this team. And I think that just this little reminder should hopefully get a couple of ladies back on track, because I keep getting these emails and I'm like, some y'all, you hearing the videos, but you're not really applying the information. So this is your start, okay? One sentence. What's in it for me? And if you need to, write it down, like I said. This is Deb Cooper. I'll be back tomorrow with another great video on some issue of dating and relationships. I don't know what yet. They just come to me. I just be inspired at the last minute and then it comes. All right, you guys enjoy your evening. Go out and have a good time, and I'll see you tomorrow.